Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDawgz.com. I'm here with Joe Madden. We've got a host of handicappers coming to join us today. Some of the guys are just late arriving, and that's just the way that it is. Kind of a slower day for us for a weekend day because we're just so used to these packed days. It is that kind of you come back down to earth, after college basketball season. It's like even for me, doing all those videos, I'm used to doing 30 videos a day. I'm down to, doing 3 or 4, and mixing them in with the guys. So, Brian's got my free time planned for me, so we don't have to worry. He's got tea time scheduled for me, maybe a little surfing. I don't know, roller skating. I have no idea what else he's got planned for me. Should go roller skating today.
Do you roller skate, Mitch?
I could skate.
Oh, man. I wish I was that coordinated. I can't skate.
I used to rollerblade like many years ago, and I just don't have a great spot to do it. But I used to rollerblade every day and do hand weights while I would do it for like an hour instead of running. It's really, really good for you. Like really good. I would do it just like 3 to 5 pound weights. Just do this and do these things or whatever. And it's like, who cares if you look like an idiot? Because like outside of that, everything's great.
Look like an idiot, Mitch. Okay. Here's me wondering how those guys could chew gum and play ball last night. I couldn't believe those games last night and all of them chewing gum. And I couldn't imagine trying to rollerblade and do weights at the same time. Just would not work for me.
Well, it just seems that you have your hands are empty. But we've got 2 more of the Elite 8 games. Both those games yesterday really not super competitive. They it was kind of like big leads happened early, and then it was tried to reel them in, and they were just unable to do it. Arkansas got back into within 5 of Duke, and dude, it's just some lackadaisical play by Duke in the last minute or so. We did hit our halftime there on Arkansas, second half from our halftime show. So hopefully you guys got a chance to watch that. I know that next week's shows will be much bigger for the halftimes, but I'm enjoying doing them. And of course, my team is in action today. The Canes up against Kansas, and we've got North Carolina and St. Peter's. These games will pretty much lock in. The Carolina St. Peter's game, I mean, there's going to be a pretty high seed in there, in that Final Four. And I don't know. I mean, we could say this all day long, and it's kind of was expected, but it just seemed that Duke got like anytime an Arkansas player walked within 2 feet of a Duke player, it was a foul. And when it was the other way, basically they were allowed to mug. I don't know. It just seemed that way. It
seems like they just wanted Duke to go through so bad.
It just seemed like it, yeah. And it's like, whatever. This is part of the stuff that we don't like about sports. But the betting tools were certainly on fire again yesterday. So hopefully a lot of people jumped on those 7 free picks. It took me a few takes to do them, but I think we're 5-2 yesterday.
Wow. So, hot as hell, Mitch. Congratulations.
Yeah, they've been really hot recently on the betting tools. So on the 7 free picks. I think this week we went 6-1 twice, 5-2, and 4-3 in the last 4 or 5 shows. So
wow.
Really knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've just hailed those the whole week, you've made some good cash.
I think where the betting tools are really, really strong is in the hockey on those puck lines. It's like
definitely. There's some great trends there.
Yeah, they just seem to nail every single puck line in hockey.
Phenomenal one on the Buffalo Sabres today. And everything else backs it up too. So I love that one.
All right. Well, I don't know. Like, I can't see the green room on this one. I know
still only got Brian in the green room. So
we have Brian here. We think Mills and Jovan are coming. I guess people, they just don't like us anymore, but that's all right.
I don't know. I don't know why they aren't in. Do you want me to bring Brian in now?
Sure.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who's going to be playing golf tomorrow besides you, maybe. The Miami Hurricanes.
You ready for me to kick him out? Should I kick him back out?
Well, Brian doesn't. Well, Brian doesn't understand.
I'm just messing with you.
It's okay. That's why you're not on the morning show anymore. It's it's Brian doesn't understand because he has no concept.
I do understand
because he has no team.
It's absolutely
because he has no team. If you don't have a team, if you don't have a team, then you can't possibly understand.
I do have a team. I like the Temple Owls, but
I never see you wearing any Temple gear.
I had a Temple shirt on yesterday. If you check the show, I had my Temple shirt on yesterday.
Not checking out your wardrobe.
But I'm not shirt that Brian was wearing. I'm not a hardcore fan. I like Presbyterian. I like my blue hose.
Right, but it's like it's not something that you grew up with.
No,
it's not part of your upbringing. And
I went to see Temple games with Mark Macon when he played at Temple. That was 20 years ago.
But I mean, I grew up as a fan of the University of Miami. I lived, 15 minutes away from the campus, and I've supported their athletic programs my entire life since I can even remember, from before I can even remember. So, for a basketball program that hasn't even been in existence that long, to do this, and as big as it is to make it to the Elite Eight, that Auburn win is the biggest win in program history, for sure. And it wasn't like oh, they got lucky. It was a miracle shot that they hit or any of those things. And because I've been a fan of sports and I've been a fan of a team that's come out of nowhere like this before, long enough to know what this means, and what it means is that long-term success for the program is what this means.
Yep.
I was at a game in 1984 on New Year's Day, 1984 in the Orange Bowl, which changed the landscape of the entire college football. The entire college football changed on that day. And it's like, you knew it when it happened. And it's like, to me, that's like, I like betting on sports and all of that stuff, but I'm a fan first, and when Kenny Calhoun knocked down Turner Gill's pass and the Hurricanes, 18-point underdogs, won the national championship, the landscape of college football had changed. Here was a team they were one of the first teams from outside of the blue bloods of the USCs, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Nebraskas, the Oklahomas, of all those teams. They were the first ones, to Penn States. They were the Georgias. They were the first ones to say, you know what, we can run with these guys. And they did it because the way that they did it is the strategy that everybody uses now, right? They went to a pro set offense. They were the first ones. Everyone else was running the wishbone. Everyone else was running the T formation. And all of a sudden you said, oh man, the world has now changed. A Nebraska team that averaged 59 points margin of victory that year got beat. I'm telling you, when it happens, it's like it just sends chills. I still have chills right now talking about it. It was an amazing thing. And I think, the ripple effect that had on the program, not for the next year, but for the following years and all the way down the line, all the way up until now, the stigma, the shows, right? Even though the team hasn't been very good in a long time, you see the stigma, you see the show, the U, right? I mean, it's the best of the ESPN 30 for 30s, right? It's the U. It's the best one. It's like, because it's, these are the teams. And then they brought in another coach, and then he changed college football again, and now you're seeing it here. It's like, here's a program that kind of just threw it all together. Nobody expected anything. Beat Duke at Cameron. They're sitting here kissing Coach K's ass, right? People are talking about North Carolina like these guys are, a legitimate college basketball team. We beat these guys by 28 points. No one is saying a peep about that, It's like,
well, North Carolina is a team that, just like Duke and like Kentucky, as the season goes on, with the caliber of athlete that they have, they get better as the year goes on. And North Carolina always gets the cream of the crop as far as college basketball recruits go.
They really haven't. And I'll tell you what they've gotten was a pretty easy draw in this tournament. They caught UCLA, definitely a tougher team, but a good matchup for them. They've caught teams that are good matchups for them, but we've seen them when they catch teams that aren't good matchups for them, and it gets ugly. This team, I'm going to guess that North Carolina, if they win today, they will have made the Final Four with more blowout losses than any team in history, with more losses of 20 points plus than any team in history. I mean, This team is one bounce away from losing by 50.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. Miami called the dogs off on them, and so did Wake Forest. And they
But Carolina is the same team that went into Duke, just like Miami did, beat them on Krzyzewski's big night, So Carolina's got the horses for sure.
Yeah, but Miami beat Duke too. It's like
they beat them too, but that was
this is not a great Duke team.
That was a very meaningful game though for Duke, the last home game, for Coach Mike K.
Believe me,
maybe the pressure got to Duke. I don't know, but
I don't know, but I don't think this is a great Duke team. I think Coach K is a great tournament coach, and 17 Final Fours will show you that. But I'm just saying that that as a fan of Miami, it's like we're already past that. Oh, they're gonna lose to Kansas. And you know what? We lose to Kansas. We were supposed to lose to Kansas. We're supposed to lose bad. We're supposed to lose, but the fact that the spread's where it is pretty amazing. We should be 17-point dogs to these guys. These guys are the number 1 seed in the region. We're number 10. It's like, yeah, we should lose. We're supposed to lose. It's like we've been underdogs in 2 of the 3 games we've been in. We were 8.5-point dogs against Auburn. It dropped to 7.5. +2, plus almost 300, 3-1 on your money on the money line. We were underdogs against USC.
Yeah.
It's like we're 15-point underdogs in that win at Duke. We were at home. We were 4-point home dogs in that 28-point beat down to Carolina. It's like this is, we're supposed to lose.
But damn, I hope you don't today.
Yeah, that's what makes
it more fun.
Really
hope you guys pull it off.
That's what makes it more fun. And it's like what I don't understand about the bandwagon fans, right? And it's like I know there are bandwagon fans out there, and it's like, everyone's always welcome on our bandwagon because we don't have a big fan base, but everyone's always and that's the other thing that another thing about Miami that people don't really understand is that this is not like Florida or Alabama or something like that. 4,000 to 5,000 students. It's like the size of Notre Dame. Yeah. It's very, very similar to Notre Dame. 4,000 to 5,000 students, undergrads. Small. It's very small. Not like, University of Florida, Ohio State, 100,000 students.
Well, this tournament was a big impact for St. Peter's. I'm sure a lot of eyes now on St. Peter's that normally wouldn't be on them. So I'm sure that helped them out.
It helps them, and just like it helped Butler a few years ago. But the issue with St. Peter's is going to be that they play in the Metro Atlantic while Miami plays in the ACC. And that's the difference because you have that second selling point now. It's like we're good and we play in the ACC. So you play Duke every year. You play Louisville every year. You play Carolina every year. You play, Clemson. You play, Virginia. You play Virginia Tech. Notre Dame, play everybody. So, meanwhile, St. Peter's, they can only hope that some teams will play them in the out of conference. And now less teams are going to be willing to do that because that's what happens. Once you get good, now they don't want to play you anymore. That's generally the way that this works. We saw that with Miami football. 78-year rivalry with Florida ended, Yeah, because Emmitt Smith got 3 yards rushing against us. We don't want to play you anymore. It's like, it's like Notre Dame 59-7. It's like, we don't want to play you anymore. It's like, we're not beating your ass. It's not fun anymore, right? It's like, which is still my favorite college football game of all time. Everyone always asks me what's your favorite college football game. 59-7, up 52-7, minute and 11 left to go in the game. We blocked the punt and run it in for a touchdown. They were crying on the sideline. It's the best. Coach is fired. Like it was just there. It all came crumbling down. And it was one of those games in the Orange Bowl where it was like 125 degrees outside. It was like nothing fun about it.
Coach is fired right on the sidelines there, Mitch?
No, he was fired shortly thereafter, but he was fired. That's for sure. But anyways, Al Ninos is here with us. Al, what's happening?
Going pretty good. How are you?
Good. Brian's criticizing our team because we might lose to Kansas.
You
think there's any shame in losing to Kansas Jayhawks, number 1 in the region? Kind of. winners of the Big 12 conference tournament, and I don't know.
I don't think there's ever any shame in losing as a dog, but Miami's been playing pretty well. It wouldn't be the first upset they pull, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this game go either way, to tell you the truth.
I'm surprised this many people are rooting for Miami. I think that's what I'm more surprised than anything. Is that they got this much of a following.
Yeah, well, they definitely got my attention once they beat my my poor little USC team. Yep. I thought they were going to get them out of there, but they couldn't do it, and I've pretty much been on Miami ever since.
I think beating Auburn was amazing to see. That win really gave me the confidence in Miami.
Well, we also have St. Peter's here, who's not getting a lot of respect, and people are saying, "Oh, North Carolina's gonna knock them out and all this other stuff." You guys beat Kentucky, who I would take over North Carolina. You put them on a neutral court. I would bet Kentucky probably 10 out of 10 of times that they play. I'd lay a touchdown with Kentucky over North Carolina pretty much any day of the week. So
North Carolina's been a little better lately, but yeah. Overall, definitely agree.
A lot of it has to do with matchups, and also they have enough star players that someone just needs to get hot.
Yeah,
so
I mean, we've
Absolutely.
seen lots of upsets, and the two dogs today have definitely pulled some pretty big ones. So it should be some good matchups today, I think.
Jovan was here, and now he's gone.
Yeah, so I just took him off screen because he turned off his camera. Yeah, it would be amazing to see both dogs pull off the upsets today. I always root for the underdog. I love seeing the emotion out of these teams that no one's given a chance, right? It's what movies are made about. So I'm rooting for the dogs today for sure.
We're broadcasting across all of our social media today. And we will be probably for the next couple of months through baseball season. We'll just check it out. We used to do this all the time. The reason why we stopped doing it is because Facebook was the reason why we stopped, because they generally don't believe in protecting their users. But we know that YouTube does a really good job of it, and so does Twitter. Actually, Twitter, they reject everybody, and then they come back and they'll say, "Yeah, you were right." If you dispute it with them, they have like an automated response that just says they just reject everything, and then you have to reply and go back. But with Facebook, it's like, I don't know what's against Facebook policy anymore. I know that if someone calls someone a bitch in our group, that's against Facebook policy. But if someone threatens to come to your house and kill you, that's not.
Yeah, Facebook's pretty wild with those.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
It's so
It really
stupid.
is.
I hate them. I hate it.
But good morning, everyone on Facebook.
Yeah,
So
welcome to our Facebook.
please don't come to my house and kill me.
Yeah,
Changed my locks yesterday. I got it done. So no one can
changed
get
your
it.
locks.
Changed my locks. Feel safer in the house now.
Jovan is here. Jovan, welcome to the show.
Morning.
So you have a team. We know Celtics are your team. Do you have a college team that's kind of your team that you've always rooted for forever?
Well, I've Michigan.
It's okay.
Okay, Jovan will be back in just a second.
I guess
Pretty sure he's telling his family there that he's online.
Yes, I think
Technical difficulties.
sounded like some technical difficulties there, but just trying to squeeze it out. Anyways,
At least it wasn't my kids yelling at me that I'm being too loud. They always say they can hear the show. Too loud now.
You can remove him from the spot for now.
I will. There we go.
Figure it out. But anyways, it's weird because baseball was supposed to start this week as well. Was it supposed to start on Monday? Tomorrow?
I believe so. Yeah, tomorrow 28th.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember that. I know it's starting soon, though. I can't wait.
I was
I'll
getting ready
take a
for the
late start
Dodgers
over.
with his Kershaw jersey.
I'll take a late start over no start.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Well, just have a few of us here, and it's like I was kind of trying to wait till Big Al got here and some of the other guys to go over the games a little bit more. But you know, with this, Al Ninos, what are you looking at here for these college hoops games?
Well, I guess I will. I have one premium playing college basketball, so I guess I could talk about the other game.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the game I didn't look at, I mean, I didn't take as a premium pick is that St. Peter's game. But as we just talked about, these two live dogs today, and I can't lay any points against St. Peter's the way they've been playing lately. I mean, I said I wouldn't be shocked to see them win outright, but obviously I do feel much better with the points here against a team that's not been so great all year long, but has been stepping up a little bit lately. I think that actually, I do think North Carolina win, but they don't cover. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if St. Peter's pulls the upset off, but I'm taking the points here.
Brian, do you have a premium play on this one or both games? Or
I have a bunch of premium stuff going on, but what I can talk about is it's my least confident play, but I'm going to take the Kansas Jayhawks here, laying the points. I just don't. I believe in Miami's offense. I think the Hurricanes can keep up with Kansas offensively, but I think by the time we get late second half is when Kansas should be able to pull away with the foul game. I think they cover just barely, win by 7 or 8. So that's
really
just
where
the lean
Kansas
here.
is folded.
Kansas lane.
If you watched,
I
the
know.
games,
I have watched it, especially
really
against Providence. Providence, they really missed free throws.
All season,
1 of 2, and
not just that game. All season. I
I just think talent-wise, it could be too much for Miami today. So.
That Providence game was a microcosm of the entire Kansas season. I mean, it was pretty much every game was like that, melted down the stretch.
Mitch, I have a question for you. Do you think either of these favorites are going to overlook their competition today and think they got an easy one?
No way. No way.
No, you don't think North Carolina will come in here?
No way. No way. No chance. This is what you play for. Once you get to the Final Four and the championship game, that's all secondary. These are the games of the tournament. Going to the Final Four is everything. Winning the championship is great, but going to the Final Four is everything. That is everything. So it's like, believe me, this is one of those ones to the final buzzer. I was surprised, that we saw, Duke take their foot off the gas for the final couple of minutes of that game yesterday. Yeah. I was more surprised of that than anything. No chance.
So no overconfidence.
Oh, no way.
This
is like, I think for that to happen is the same thing saying is like, yeah, I think that the Rams really took the Bengals soft this year in the Super Bowl. They kind of look past. It's no way. It's
looking forward to next season, huh?
Yeah, it's like whatever. It's like past them. No, zero. Zero.
They're going to come in with everything.
Oh yeah, you have to come in with the mentality that you're playing against. The 86 Lakers or something. It's like you have to come in with that mentality of these games. This is, the way that it is. It's like you heard Jay Wright and Coach K yesterday, through those games, they were just like, they're like, oh, your players were so calm. They said that to Jay Wright, and he's like, yeah, they were. He's like, I was never, not to the last, till the buzzer went off. It's like, this is March Madness. This is where the craziness of crazy happens. It's like, North Carolina beating, and all of the teams here have kind of pulled that off too, at some point this season. So, it's not like anyone here is coming in undefeated and, is blowing everybody out. I don't think in championship games that, teams take the other team lightly. I just don't see it.
Okay. I just wanted to ask. I wanted to get your opinion on that. So.
How could no chance, no chance. I think if anything, there's more pressure on Carolina and Kansas. Here, these are the blue blood programs. These are the ones that this is where they're supposed to be, and both those teams are favored, in this game. Carolina loses to St. Peter's. They'll hear about it for the rest of their life.
Rest of their
Oh,
life, yeah.
absolutely.
And Kansas, they lose to Miami. This will be another Bill Self team that underperformed. It's like they don't care they made the Elite Eight. Kansas doesn't. Their goal isn't to win the Elite Eight. It's their goal isn't to make it to the Elite Eight. Their goal is to win the whole thing and to go to the Final Four every single year. They certainly have that team. I just I thought at the beginning of the year, and I said this at the very beginning, that I thought this Kansas team was a little bit overrated. I really thought so all season long, and I think that Remy Martin is the guy that's the most overrated on this team. I mean, he's just I don't know. Unless the refs really call it in his favor, he's going to get worked in this game.
Yeah.
He's going to get crushed.
No, I agree. Going on that, like, as I think you've mentioned a couple of times, I'm sure you've mentioned. I mean, this year, like, there hasn't been like any teams that's just been destroying every other team. We saw big upsets early in the season, and now we're seeing them in the playoffs. And again, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more, or at least one more today.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the upsets. We've got Darren asking in the questions if anyone has thoughts on the over and under in the college games today. Any thoughts on the totals, guys?
I tried to get there on the St. Peter's, North Carolina game. I just couldn't get there. And I tried once again on the Kansas-Miami game. I think both those games can go either way, for sure. It's like Kansas-Miami, it could be, 90 to 87. It could be, 65-64. It could go either way. It really, the officiating is going to have a lot to do with it. I don't think that, that some of these teams, they look like Kansas looks fast when they're playing Oklahoma. They're not going to look so fast today, because they're playing against a fast team. There's other angles here, too. St. Peter's, we saw them come out the last game. I mean, you saw they put up their like point guard up against the center on the opening jump, right? So they were just like, take it, go all you want. And then they just absolutely blitzed them, they were just like so high energy. So, I just, we saw, even their really good players foul out. They still won, they still won. And they played, because the thing that Carolina's had in the edge here, and this is what, you need to be somewhat concerned if you're a Carolina fan, is they have the big man, and he's been super effective in this tournament. But Purdue had a bigger big man. Two of them they had. It didn't matter. They had no answers. Carolina's got a big man that can shoot from the outside too. So they have two of them. They have one that can shoot from the outside. I think that will be the difference maker. If he hits, they'll probably win. If he doesn't hit, they're going to lose outright.
We'll great to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would lean to the over with both these games because I think these dogs are going to be competitive, and I think as long as they are competitive, we get over the totals. So that's where I'm leaning with them.
Well, I think Brady can definitely stretch the floor. I agree with you on that they're going to try and stretch the floor, but if the shots don't go, then the shots don't go. We saw it against Houston. We saw Houston yesterday. I mean, if Houston hits 4 or 5 3-pointers out of, they hit 1 out of 20 something, right? If they hit 5, they win the game.
Yeah.
That's the difference, That's the difference. We saw some calls in that Arkansas Duke game that was just, I don't even understand them, Don't understand. They all went in Duke's favor. All of them. And there was a lot of no calls. Those went all in Duke's favor. Every single one of them.
That's one I thought was going to be tighter too, but yeah.
Well, Arkansas reeled them in. They reeled them in, and then it was like, we're not, if the guy leans into the guy at all, that's foul. So that's what they basically started doing. And except if it's on the other end of the court, then they can grab the guy by the arm, bear hug him, and throw him on the floor, and it's all good.
Wasn't it the other day Gonzaga hadn't made a foul to like really late in the game? They hadn't committed any fouls or something like that. I can't remember. Like, there's no fouls being called against them at all. It was wild. Yeah.
I'll be on at halftime today with Joe Madden. I don't know if Joe's coming or not, but I will be there for a halftime of both games. Both games are earlier today, so I mean, I might be on for extended period of time if the games are competitive.
Yeah, I'll be here. So unless you don't want me, every time he says that, I'm like, he doesn't want me to come. I'm gonna be here for sure.
I don't know what your schedule is.
Halftime, sure.
Joe might have plans, you know.
Might have plans now. I'm here.
Well, we know.
Watching the game.
Joe's got a date with the Barstool.
Well, you know, my office is set up. I got Barstool in here, so I can just sit here on my Barstool, watch the games, join you.
You don't
Yeah.
go. Don't they miss you at the pub?
They do. They do, actually. I get messages all the time. Are you still alive? Oh, we saw you on YouTube. You're good.
You just don't go anymore. You're just out of the group.
Yeah, kind of. I think they've taken my name tag off the Barstool. So,
Wow.
yeah, I know. Hard one. That's for sure.
Let's take a look at some of these NBA games. We'll come back to this college hoops. Maybe Big Al comes in or Jovan makes it back. But let's look at some of these NBA games. Okay, the Knicks and the Pistons. The Knicks, the Knicks have covered against the Pistons for 16 games in a row. That is almost half of them. It's more than if they played every day, it's half of a month. The Celtics against the Timberwolves. The Celtics have covered against Timberwolves 8 times in a row. I mean, these are the domination series, right? You got the Wizards against the Warriors. Serious trend here for the Wiz in this one too. And Suns and the Sixers. Al Ninos, any of these games tickle your fancy? Get any, get you going?
There's a couple. I thought it was a pretty tricky card. I got one play I really like that's on my premium card. There's a couple looks. I think the Knicks can cover this low number now. It's gone down to all the way -3, so I don't mind the Knicks at -3. I didn't like him where it opened at all, but -3 is okay. The Wiz, I don't know if I'd take that trend the way they've looked lately, but again, big injuries on the Warriors side, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a cover there. The one I kind of liked was the Hornets. I think the Nets maybe laying a couple too many points there.
Well, that was we didn't get to those games. So
Okay,
You're skipping
sorry.
ahead.
yeah, this is
No, you're right.
Watch out. I'm going to hit the big buzzer.
this is why we don't give Al Ninos this format to work with. Brian, any of these games?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I like the Pistons plus the points. They are coming off that game where they were about a 4-point favorite against the Washington Wizards, and they didn't wake up till the end. But I think this is a 1-possession game. I'll take the points in the pocket with Detroit. Minnesota plus the points. It might be a little bit of a trap for me, but I think Minnesota can keep it competitive with Boston, who's been one of the hotter teams in the second half of the NBA season. And the Washington Wizards, just a slight lean. I'll take the boatload of points. Golden State hasn't been a great cover team lately, and Washington's been hard. It's just a lean with the points, but I think the better bet's the Pistons.
Joe, anything outside of betting against
Yeah.
Brian's picks that you like?
Well, I think we kind of have to roll with the favorites in all 4 of these. I love the Knicks in this spot. You're right. They're just so dominant against the Pistons here. I think we got a lower scoring one in that one as well. The total's gone down to 219.5. I still like that under. I think that one hits max 216. So I think we got a lot of wiggle room there. And we've seen lines move. The Phoenix Suns, I think they still come in, play hard. I know that they're in a prime spot right now. They don't need this win, but I think they just keep rolling. They're coming in off a rest. So I think this team off rest is going to play their players and they're going to play it hard. I might look at taking some of these favorites in the first half, though, just in case they get too comfortable and they let that spread go at the end. So first half for me, probably for the Suns.
Well, those of you that like the money line parlay thing, Celtics, it's 14 wins at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves in a row. So they're minus 240 on the money line on that. And if you parlay it up with the Knicks, 16 wins as favorites versus the Detroit Pistons in a row. They're minus 150. So I know some people like those money line parlay things. I think that is a good spot. And Minnesota Timberwolves, actually, if you throw the first quarter, most books won't let you bet same game quarters and halves with other stuff. But the Timberwolves actually 10-0 in the first quarter against the Celtics. So pretty interesting stuff going on
I
in
love
that.
those first quarter bets.
Yeah, lots of first quarter bets today on the betting tools. Lots of them.
Nice.
Lots of first quarters.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look after.
So then we have Joe. So then after this, we've got the Lakers, Pelicans, the Nets, and the Hornets, and Dallas versus the Jazz. Joe, on these three, what are you thinking here?
Oh, I hate betting with the Lakers for anything. They just let me down in so many spots, and they're 15-20 on the road against the spread. I think the Pelicans can get it done at home. Not my favorite team to ride with. So I think the best one to go with this one is to take the total and take it over. I know it's crept up. It's 230.5 and now, but these teams do trend when playing each other nicely to that over. And I think the Lakers will come out hard in this. They need to get a win here. So I think the Pelicans win it, but the Lakers put up a fight. So give me the over 230.5.
Brian?
Yeah, this is my spotlight section. I'm going to start off by kissing up to Al Ninos. I think the Lakers here are the play plus the points. The Pelicans really let me down yesterday. I thought they were the play against the Spurs, and the Spurs just beat them like a drum. I think Mitch predicted the Spurs winning outright, but I think the Lakers have a good chance to win outright. I'll take them plus the points. And then my spotlight game, I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets here plus the points. I think it's the best free pick on the board against the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie is playing at home, but the Nets at home, 9-25-1 this season against the spread. The Hornets have been sturdy on the road, 20-15-1, and the Hornets have 5-1-1 last 7 as a road underdog. And road games in general, 12-3-1 last 16 for the Hornets. So give me the boatload of points here in Charlotte.
Al?
I got to take a shot on the Lakers money line tonight, I think. I mean, the rest advantage, yes, LeBron sat the last game out, but he's been playing through a lot of these injury tags, whereas Brandon Ingram on the other side has been out for quite a while and doesn't look like he's quite ready to come back yet. So especially if Brandon Ingram stays out, I kind of like the Lakers either way with the rest advantage, but I think there's value on them on the money line. And then again, as I said earlier, I think the Hornets may be getting a couple too many points with the rest advantage there as well. But I like the points better with the Hornets and like the Lakers on the money line.
I think this is one of the games where the Nets just absolutely explode on the Hornets. I could see Kyrie going for 50 points in this game and just working over this Hornets defense. I think the Hornets, any other day, any other way, any other thing, it's a different story. I think, all the trends, everything points to the Hornets here, all the square angles, the Nets lost back-to-back on the second leg, outright, the Nets, all these things. Like every square angle says says Hornets, every single one. Failing to cover the spread as home favorites against the East 11 in a row, the Nets. So it's like, but, this guy is probably, at this point, one of the more underrated players, which is ridiculous. He fully capable of going for 50 or 60. Fully capable of doing that and taking over a game by himself. When the Cavs won the title, when they beat the Warriors, it was Kyrie that hit the shot, not LeBron. I'm taking the Nets in this one. Kyrie has come out and said, how happy he is, how excited he is, how big this is for him. People are saying the other day, oh, it's his birthday. People always say, oh, it's this guy's birthday. This is bigger than that.
Oh, absolutely.
This is bigger than that. This
Yeah.
is like they're gonna go. Imagine the reception that he's gonna get from the home crowd when he walks onto the court. Imagine what that's gonna be like. It's gonna be like Coach K's last game, Duke. It's gonna be a monster. I
That's
still
the,
think the Hornets have the answers.
that's the one thing that's kind of kept me off the Hornets. Just Kyrie first home game, so yeah, he could have a huge one. And
Yeah, against that defense, I mean, he could score 50, 60 points.
oh yeah, easy. But yeah, still a lot of points. But yes, just because for that one reason, that's kind of what kept me off the Hornets as a premium.
The
But,
fact that Al Ninos isn't on the game really makes it a little wimped out on the Nets there. Makes it even more of a play for me.
Nah, he's still firmly behind the Hornets here.
yeah, just that's what kept me off it being
Al's
like a
firm
premium.
Hornets.
But I
Mitch,
still
what
take
do
the
you-
points if I have to.
What do you think of Kyrie's points over 40? Someone's asking in the comments. Do you think he can get over
40 is a
today?
big number to be as a prop. I'm just saying, it'd be something like that, but 40 is a giant number.
It is.
It's like, yeah, he's gonna have one of the top. I mean, what's his top career scoring games? I think it has that type of potential around it, just like the Coach K storybook ending. This is equally as, I mean, he's super excited here. And the thing is that these two teams it sets up that these two teams will play in the play-in. And the winner of this game will host. So these teams are playing for something. Believe me, there's even more going on here, than that. These teams are set up. They're 8 and 9 in the East. So this game is super meaningful for the Nets. I expect them to throw one down here and just chew them up and spit them out.
So, sorry, I was just going to say Kyrie has a total of 26.5 at -114 for the over.
Still a big number, but I think you got to go over.
I think you do too.
I think it's one of those ones. I don't know if I would go for that, but I do the points and assists, points, rebound, assists. Like I would do that over.
Okay.
Yeah, he dropped 53, I believe, just earlier this year. So
yeah, no, it's
after that,
fully capable of it.
Yeah.
Fully capable of it.
Yeah, but it's still a huge number, as you said.
It's gigantic. Well, Mills is here. Mills, welcome to the show.
How's everybody doing out there on this good old Sunday?
Doing good. We're talking about Kyrie Irving and his return to Brooklyn. His first game of the year at home, up against the Charlotte Hornets, and looking at some of the angles here, and all the square angles here pointing to the Hornets, but all of the the logic says Kyrie scores 150 points in this game.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, the logic too on that. I think when he played the Hornets earlier this year, I think he dropped 50 points,
something like that. They have they have one of the worst defenses in the NBA.
Yeah, it could happen. He dropped 50 points last time they played, so I like that points, rebounds, and assists. I heard you guys talking earlier on that.
Yeah, the points, rebounds, and assists is 36.5 at -113. I'm getting
all day, and twice on Sunday at home in Brooklyn.
Like it.
Yeah,
love it. I'm entering that in as a premium pick for those people that aren't watching the show.
I'm betting it as soon as we get off here.
I'm betting it.
Actually, I'm betting right now. What am I saying?
Even Brian and Ninos are trying to get some action in on that one.
No.
I don't know how many bets I've sat here on the show and you guys have convinced me. I'm like, okay, I just bet it. Right? Don't say it all the time, but so many times.
I'm going to take a look at some of these angles too from the betting tools. These have really been smoking as well. I don't want to, I'm going to do a betting tool show. I didn't do it yesterday, but when we look at some of these angles, the road underdogs are only hitting it at 52%. So this is a big dropper, in as far as angles have gone. As road dogs were were much more effective earlier. And today, the road dogs, though, we kind of went through the games. There was some love for all of them here with the Sixers, the Timberwolves, the Lakers, and the Hornets. Really, the angles in the NBA have really tailed off. We had some 65, 70% angles that were running, over the past. I always look at the past month, but right now the best angle is West road teams versus Eastern teams, hitting at 55.32%. That's over the last 30 days, but it's been a death trap in the last couple of days. So that's why it's dropped so much. Is that in the last 8, it's just 3 and 5 in the last 8 of those. So if we look at the last week in the NBA, the West home teams versus Eastern Conference teams this week, 80% covered against the spread. Yep, 8-2. Underdogs interconference, 60%. West road teams versus the East, 60%. All these come into play today, too. So let's see what these West home versus East. That's the Phoenix Suns versus the Sixers. The 80% angle right there. And actually the one loss was the Sixers beating the Clippers 122-97. That was on Friday. And then before that, you have to go all the way back to the 20th. And that was when the Celtics took out the Nuggets. But in between there, a whole lot of other stuff going on to get to that 80%. And then the underdogs interconference, 15-10. Once again, the Sixers hitting on that angle today against the Suns. The Wizards against the Warriors, and the other one is the Timberwolves against the Celtics. These angles have been pretty solid. The angle tool at Sports Shop Place has been super, super solid. Doesn't win every single day, but man, it's been. I would never even have known to look at this stuff.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
The betting tools have changed my betting. That's for sure.
Yeah, the angles that gives you like pretty much all the trends, all in one right there.
Yeah, with all the backup to it. Doesn't just say it. It shows you exactly how you got there. So you can go back and isolate some of those games and say, yeah, the Sixers broke the trend, and the Embiid was out and the line, never. We're looking at a bad line. Alninas, how much do you put into players in and out?
Well, depends on the player, obviously.
If it's Kershaw, what if it's Kershaw?
Is it the regular season or playoffs?
Regular season.
No, I like my Kershaw. He's been around a couple. He's not the same anymore, but he's still a good pitcher. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would like we talked about. So someone here saying that. Someone in the comments saying that Kansas will have the home crowd in Chicago today. They could have played the game in Miami and Kansas would have the home crowd. It's just a school that's 25 times the size of the other. It's like that's basically what happens when schools in. And plus you have a basketball program where basketball was invented. And then you have one that's been playing for about 25 years. So you have, much. At Kansas, Kansas is a basketball school. Have you seen their football team recently? Well, Miami is a football school. So there's a lot of difference there. It's kind of like Kentucky, it's a basketball school. Their football team is better than they've been, but whatever. Jovan, welcome back. All straightened out there and on the home front.
We'll see.
Well, we always like some this is we're real people and living real lives, real situations. So we've all been there. I've that's for sure. I've definitely had some awkward situations on the air over the years. That and then some. I've had shows, and people know this, where I've had to just, and Brian and Joe have been on shows like this, where at the end of the show, I just get off the air and I say, I got to delete the entire show. it's like, not only was there a line that I crossed, it's like, I'm living over there, it's like that was just, I couldn't even go back and edit them,
Oh, man.
like, I think I'm going to get sued over that one.
Like the free picks that day wasn't worth it, right? The lawsuits and stuff, right?
Oh, not even. The thing is, it's like, I think people understand. They generally know, hey, was there no show today? Yeah, there was a show.
The line was
Twice. Oh yeah, there was one.
Hard.
It's like
you got
did some name calling, called some people out, made some accusations that may or may not be true. It's like, oh man. So Jovan, we went over the college hoops and we gone over the NBA card is where we are right now. And what we're talking about, we'll come back to some of these other games too for you, and Mills too, who's just joining us. But we were just talking about the effect of Kyrie Irving coming back in Brooklyn today, for the Nets, the expectation, number one, for people like me, and number two, the other side of it, which maybe gets a little bit overblown, his impact on this, but he does have a record of, wrecking the Hornets too. So what are you thinking in this thing?
Well, don't mind the baby crying, but with Kyrie Irving, he's a showstopper. So the Barclays Center is gonna be amped up. He might drop about 50 in this one, and the points is a lot. But at the same time, I just think the way things might go in that game, I think it might be one of those double-digit smashes. They don't play defense, we all know that, but at the same time, it's just one of those things. I think that with the news and everything and what happened against Miami, in Miami, that's a whole nother story. They're just a train wreck right now. But I think whoever's there going to be their first round matchup, it might be a world of hurt for the opposition.
Well, here's the thing about for the Nets and the Hornets. Here is the issue: is that the Hornets are the Nets' first round opponent. They are, and this game could have a big impact as to who gets the host, because this is a play-in. This isn't playoffs. This is the 8-9 of the play-in right here of these two teams, at least where it sits right now. So it's not a meaningless game, by any stretch of the imagination here. This is, these are the ones that count. So I don't know. Do they want to not show them too much? I mean, it's the NBA. Everybody knows everything.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. I mean, you got a shooter's paradise, scorer's delight right here. I mean, LaMelo Ball versus Uncle Drew, showtime right there. LaMelo always wants to put on the show too. He wants to show everybody that he's up there with the top point guards in the NBA. So I don't look for him to back out at one bit against this game. What do you think, Brian?
It definitely, I think we'll see a lot of scoring today. I know you loved the totals for sure, and you've been excellent on hitting your premium totals. But for me, I think you'll see an abundance of scoring in that one.
Yeah, we got a total of 238.5 now, gone up from 237. You guys think it's getting too high at all?
At 237, I just do the mental math real quick, and I just look at it like if one team could get 115, the other one can get 115. I do that. That's 230. I look at some more free throws being made. I think I can't speak on this game, but I love me some Kyrie Irving in this game, though, man. I really do.
Yeah, I think if we're going to play his combo there to go over that, we've probably got an over game in this one.
All right. Any of these other games on today's NBA card, Mills, that get you going? We kind of gone over a bunch of them. So any that you're looking at in particular?
I got one. It's the Pelicans versus the Los Angeles Fakers. That's going to be taking place later on tonight. you got two teams right now. We're talking about fighting for playoff spots. Who would have thought the Lakers are in the 9th place in the West and the Pelicans are in the 10th? So, and I think it's only like one game that separates them from a win or loss in the category right now. LeBron James is questionable. When is he not? I'm not really taking that in consideration to this game that I'm capping at all. I'm just looking at the Pelicans. They're 3-5 of the last 5 games. On top of that, a few stats that I like: rebounding. If you can rebound, hey man, you got my eye. The 3rd in rebounding in the NBA right now. Only 2 teams better than them. Another thing, 8th in free throws made. So I'm looking at the Pelicans -3 in this game. I just look at it like this: the Lakers are a team to just fade right now. I don't see anything good chemistry wise, so I'm gonna be looking at the Pelicans in this game, and I'm gonna be looking at CJ McCollum again to go over 24 points in this game as well.
All right. Pelicans busted up yesterday by the Spurs in the early start game. Now on the back-to-back. All right. Jovan, any games that you're looking at in particular here?
Yeah, I was looking at the Jazz Mavericks game, but I see the line has switched up. It's at a pick 'em right now.
It is.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm on Dallas. I liked it better at what was it? Was it +2.5 at the earlier?
I think they opened as the favorite at -2, but I could be wrong here.
So is what's
Getting them at a better price here.
Is Luka out?
Yeah, we've
Is
had the
anybody
total
good?
drop too.
No, he's in.
He's in.
Yeah, so maybe people just like the Jazz, but I really don't see it. I like how Dallas handles how they handle the Jazz. That's first off. Second, this is a possible first round matchup. They're currently the 4th and 5th seeds, and I think as the Mavericks as a home team, and what we're at this price, I think they win it outright. The Jazz have lost their last 3 games, so there is some danger in that because they are a good team, and losing 4 straight, it's not like them. But if Luka's in, then I'm on the Mavericks in this one.
Yeah, they have a couple other injuries, but he's good to go.
It all starts with him, though, as far as I'm concerned.
It absolutely does. Trey Burke questionable. Bertrand's. Let me take a look at
Bertrand's looks like he's playing.
Let me look at the latest update here. So the last update that we have to injury reports for the NBA is 7 hours ago. So nothing has come out this morning yet. The way our injury reports work at Sports Chat is that I say this all the time. It tells you when the report was updated, and then these update. They're not like some sites which have a timer and say we update every hour on the hour or whatever. It's like these update when there's an update. So it's like that's what it will say 3 minutes ago because there was an update 3 minutes ago. So it doesn't work that way. We have other things that update every hour and whatever, but this isn't one of them. The injuries update live, and we have some awesome live stuff coming out this week. You guys are going to freak out. Promise.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be amazing. Just in time for the end of the season and the playoffs. But,
Fantastic.
yeah, I'm looking here and I'm just seeing, the Mavs do have a bunch of guys, injured. Showing, Hardaway Jr. out. Trey Burke day-to-day. Sterling Brown out. Pinson out. Bertrand's day-to-day. But that's about it.
With the Mavs, though, it seems like Jason Kidd doesn't play like a deep rotation for his bench. So as long as they got a good 7 to 8 players to go, that's all they're going to need pretty much. Their minutes use gets used up a lot. He's not like a guy that likes to, go deep into his bench and find hidden gems. It seems like
Yeah, he doesn't like playing Boban a lot, which is, I don't know, upsetting
it
to
makes
me.
no sense.
I like seeing that big guy run
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
he could get some rebounds and points real quick too.
Oh yeah, his stats add up fast.
So how about like this Wizards Warriors game? To me, this one is a little confusing because the Warriors have been so terrible lately against the number. But the thing is that, to me, without Bradley Beal, without Kuzma, we saw Porzingis play really well in that last game against the Pistons. But I mean, this guy's, he could step on his shoelace. He's out for 3 weeks. What do you guys think of this one? It's like, to me, I think this one is super interesting because it's like, once again, every trend in the world says Wizards, but to me, the Warriors just seem like the better play here. I don't know.
Laying that's what is it, -7, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a lot of points, but I gotta lay it. I can't not lay it with the Warriors here and give the Wizards +7 to keep it tight and just pray. We've seen the Warriors struggle against the Wizards in Washington, but I don't think it happens in this one. I'm gonna lay the points.
And the Wizards just beat me up on Friday. I had the Pistons, and I'm still talking about it. It was so bad.
Mitch, it's okay because I'll be honest with you, the whole world had the Pistons in there, and that was the scariest part. Is everywhere I went, people were like whispering to me, "Hey, Pistons -4." I'm like, "Oh wait, you're telling me that? The other guy told me that." Like, it got to the point to where, man, 3:00 in the afternoon, I was like, I don't even want to see this game, man. But I was on the bandwagon. Pistons and Miami Heat right that day. Hell no, man. Miami Heat got smacked up by the Knicks that day. And you seen what happened with the Pistons. Yeah, that's the NBA.
It is the NBA, and it's I think it's going to be interesting, these playoffs. It's the new NBA, right? I mean, it's the new NBA where guys sit months at a time, and then come back for the playoffs. So, what's to be said about team chemistry? When these guys come back. The difference with the Nets is that Kyrie has been playing with the team in the road games. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's just coming back out of nowhere. And, for the Warriors, it's like Steph and Clay and Draymond, they've played together before, I think it's going to be like riding a bike for those guys.
Steph's out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant for the playoffs. He's not out for the playoffs.
Sorry,
he's not. Believe me, he'll be back for the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
probably like it was. In other years, where he might miss the first round, and then come back after that. They've done that with him before too.
I guess it depends who they meet in the first round. No.
Probably depends on how his golf game is doing. It seems to have a factor in it.
We had a great comment in the chat. Remember when Magic and Bird were consistently questionable? I said, yeah, me neither. Yeah, I mean, it's a different ballgame.
It's a good one.
Yeah, same with Allen Iverson was the same way. I mean,
and the thing the thing about it is, back in those days, and I can't believe I'm saying back in those days, but regardless of what, whether they were on an injury report, not on an injury report, they were playing.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. They were just absolutely playing. Larry Bird, went out there, ruptured Achilles, back injuries, the whole nine. And he was playing. He was giving it a go. You had to drag him off the court, not to play. That was the mentality back then. Now it's, I got a stub toe. Oh, I'm out. It's a whole different environment.
It is. And, the same thing with Allen Iverson said that about the guys that took the rest, the load management. He was like, I was criticized for missing a practice. He's like, you couldn't drag me off the court in a game. And it's like, these guys, it's like, load management. What the hell is that? We don't see that as much this year. They don't call it that. They just call it rest.
No, don't they get fined for that now?
Well, I see guys out for rest all the time.
Yeah, that's true too.
Let me pose something out there though. Have you guys noticed it's really only the star players that do this. The seventh man on the bench, anybody that's in the NBA, it's only the star players sitting out for rest. Like we don't hear about like Steph Curry's little brother sitting out for rest. You know, like you don't hear about the average player.
Actually, I think he was out for rest 2 days ago. I think actually he was out for rest 2 days ago.
It's just horrible, man. It's like, you know, if you're a star player, oh, okay, I gotta rest. Back in the day, nah, you're not taking a game out because your minutes are gonna get replaced. You don't know if you're gonna get called up again, you know. So it's weird, man.
Oh, I think it was an ankle injury for Seth, but yeah, could have very well been rest, ankle rest. You know, it's all the same. Resting the ankle.
We'll go to the NHL. We'll come back and finish with college hoops. We'll go back to college hoops. But so hockey today, Joe Madden, pucking hockey.
Pucking hockey. Great game last night. Did you see Calgary kick Edmonton's AWSs?
I did. I was so I went to check to see if my guy that I picked for my plus 1900 prop scored the first goal. He did not. But I did see it was 6-5, like in the second period.
Finished 9-5 for Calgary. Calgary completely dominated Edmonton. The Saddle Dome was just rocking last night. It was an amazing game. So that first period, 5 goals in that first period, 3 by Calgary, 2 by Edmonton. It was just unbelievable.
So do all Calgary fans hate McDavid as much as you do? Or
I think so. I think so. Anyone that's on here that's a Calgary Flames fan, let me know if you're with me on Connor McDavid being a crybaby. So we all know he is.
Well, I don't like the crybaby athletes. I thought Peyton Manning at the end of his career got a little crybaby too much for me. You know, it's like people ask me that question all the time. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL? It's like whoever is the best crybaby. I mean, the guys who are like lawyers, you know, they're just crying to the refs before the game even starts. Those are the best. Those guys are the best. Watch this guy.
Do you think Do you think LeBron thinks the same thing? Is that why he complains so much? He thinks that might put him up the list of greatest of all times?
You think LeBron, you think that the guys who we consider better than LeBron, any of them pass the ball in key situations more than LeBron does?
Hey, I've always been the pass first point guard, but I don't know, man. When you're putting yourself in that conversation, some of the passes he's made are very questionable.
Very questionable. You got to take that shot, you know? Michael Jordan, I mean, he passed once.
And then that was to Steve Kerr.
Right. Once.
Yeah, right. It's different. And then rather than passing it to Wade for a 3, yeah, that's what there's.
Even in college. Even in college, Michael Jordan took the shot. Right?
Yeah.
Probably dating myself here. But
as a freshman.
He did take the shot. I think it was Joe, Mike Jordan then. Different guy.
I heard you were speaking about that the hockey slate coming up. What do you think about that Avalanche game in Colorado? Looking at the over on that, seeing Colorado ranks like second in goals per game, and pretty much it looks like the over has hit. I think 8 out of 10 times between these two teams. They got it lined at 6.5 right now.
Joe?
Yeah, these two teams do play really strongly to the over. And we got Cam Talbot in net for the Minnesota Wild. We had Fleury yesterday. I think we could see the over with him in net. Cam Talbot is a strong goalie, but he has areas of weakness. And I think we will see it against the Colorado Avalanche tonight. So I like the over as well.
Here's from the betting tools, which have been straight fire in hockey. I mean, if you could say what sport have they been the best on, hockey. I think NBA underdogs and hockey is where they've really been hot. But in hockey, Minnesota Wild, I mean, it's big odds. It's minus 200, but covering the puck line as home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back, 15 in a row. Those are.
Say that one more time, Mitch.
Yeah, because I'm listening.
Minnesota Wild.
Okay.
Has covered the puck line as home underdogs in the second leg of a back-to-back 15 times in a row.
Yeah, they're strong on the puck line.
I will
He's
tell you
minus
because
200 though.
I know that I know there's a lot of people out there that follow the betting tools a lot, you know, and I'm one of them, you know, because I do that 7 free picks. It takes me about 5 minutes. Do it, you know, every day, and it's really the only hockey that I know is from this. But I will tell you, this following overtime trends are the money of the money trends. These trends that it's this following overtime seems to hit every single time. I mean, it is like I always look for those. So Detroit Red Wings failing to cover the puck line following overtime. So the Penguins on the puck line are minus 130 in this one. So that's one that I would, you know.
Yeah, and the Penguins are the much stronger team here, for sure. So I do like that as well.
It just seems those overtime trends. Florida Panthers losses as underdogs following an overtime win. See, I couldn't give that out in the 7 picks in 5 minutes because I would have to take the Maple Leafs, which I never do.
It's hard to get behind the Maple Leafs, that's for sure.
Well, I'm not going to put my name.
They are
behind
strong
them.
at home, though, just not on that puck line. Never take them on the puck line.
The beauty of the betting tools is there's thousands of picks every single day on there if you count the player props and everything else. So it's like I can gloss over anything that, you know, would make me say something that I don't want to say, like take the Toronto Maple Leafs, you know, minus 120. Not going to happen, you know.
Yeah, you're probably safest there, though, because the Panthers are 1-7 in the last 8 meetings. Home ice has been huge for these two teams, too, at 13-3 in the last 16. So I didn't get there with the Leafs either because I don't like them either, but they definitely have the advantage today.
Some comments here, Joe. As an older Canadian, your analysis of Connor perhaps a little harsh. Now ask for forgiveness and let's hope Calgary or Edmonton find greatness again. I don't think so. I think Joe doesn't care about greatness for Edmonton.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? And it's just how he is a leader for his team. When they get down, he pouts, and he's supposed to be a leader on that team. And you can't have that. You can't have a team that goes to the Stanley Cup with someone on your team that gets down when they're losing, when they're supposed to inspire the team. And that's my problem with him. So he's a fantastic player.
Here's another question. What do you think about the rumors of Tom Brady wanting to get traded to Miami?
Ooh, I always thought he was going to Miami.
If so, with the wide receivers they have, and maybe their future bet would be a good time to jump in. I don't see it. As a Dolphin fan, there's a few reasons why I don't see this. Number one, he has a horrific record at Miami. Horrific. It's the worst record he has of anywhere, right? Yeah. Was he have one career win there?
You always bet against Brady in Miami.
Oh yeah, sure. One career win, I believe, at Miami, or maybe 2. But it's definitely his fewest. Outside of that, what does Miami even have to offer up for Brady? They've traded away everything. They traded away their first round draft choice initially to take Jalen Waddle. They traded up, which actually worked out pretty well. I mean, they gave up a lot to move up, but look at this, right? They got Waddle. Now they traded the other one that they had from, I forget who it was, someone drafting way late. They traded that as part of this Tyreek Hill trade. So they don't have any number ones, and I don't think Brady's worth a number one at this point in his career, which is unbelievable to say that, Tom Brady's not worth a first-round draft choice. And then, they don't have a second because they traded that in the Tyreek Hill trade. They don't have a third. They traded that in the Tyreek Hill trade. And the Dolphins have pretty much said, they pretty much have held firm that Tua is our guy. They've held firm to that. They had a shot at Deshaun Watson. Tua is our guy. They had a shot, at whatever. Tua is our guy. They have said it all along. I like Tua. I've said it all along too, that this guy throws the best ball in the NFL. He throws the best ball. We have not seen him really play a full season.
You think he can stay healthy? That's my concern.
If they gave him an offensive line, he sure as hell can. It's like, and now they have given him that. So he has no excuses this year. But I said, and I mean, sure, Brian makes me live.
I think you said that Tua might be a Hall of Famer. I don't remember the words.
He could end up being one of the greatest
quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, I remember that.
Said something like that.
He's not bad, but he's He's got a long way to go. That's for sure.
I think he has the best arm in the NFL. I think he throws the best ball.
Oh man, I'll be honest. I don't know about that one. I remember when you said that back in the day with Tua, and I was just like, all right, I get it, but I don't know about that one. Oh man,
Who throws a better ball than him? He throws this tight spinning spiral, man. It is like beautiful. You know, it's like you just got to give him time to do it.
I think my Herbie throws a better ball, but I'm biased. For the
All right,
Chargers.
Russell Wilson drops him in there.
He's an over the top like wobbler. That's why the Dolphins didn't take him. I wanted them to take him, but he throws he's more of a wobbler, like over the top, like a Peyton Manning type.
I've seen
That is
this
true.
guy
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes throw stuff like sidearm, no look pass and stuff. I mean, he's pretty good at throwing. I mean, I would say,
Yeah, well,
you know,
let's see
small
how
sample
our
size.
guy does now that he has Tyreek Hill. Let's see how he does, and let's see how Patrick Mahomes does without him. Because
Ooh, it's gonna
Patrick
be a hard
Mahomes, how many of those Patrick Mahomes long touchdowns are yards after the catch? We saw the one in the playoffs that put them into the into the championship game. Certainly was right. I mean, there's no other receiver in the league that's a touchdown except for that guy. So, we'll see how Mahomes is without him. It's going to be a different story. And also, let's look at Patrick Mahomes and Herbert and any of those other guys. Let's look at their running backs compared to what Tua's had to work with.
Yeah, that's true.
In recent years. He's had nothing. He's had no offensive line. He has had Jalen Waddle. They have the other wide receiver, the guy Devontae Parker. I mean, he plays less than James Wiseman. I mean, seriously. I mean, he plays less than him. It's like,
Hey, for real. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he doesn't have the best end of the stick over there at Miami. And I will say this, they just jumped the gun a little bit by just kind of throw him out the window, trying to position him to Washington mid-season and stuff. So I will say that, we haven't seen the best of Tua at all, or even seen probably what he can do with his potential yet. I agree.
Devontae Parker makes $30 million.
I like Tua too. I like athletic quarterbacks in general, and yeah, I mean, I think he's still got a lot of room for improvement too. But I think he's a great quarterback. He can definitely be a great quarterback.
What do you guys think? Go ahead, Mitch.
The Dolphins are in 5.65 million for Devontae Parker with a 2.7 million deferred bonus, $500,000 roster bonus, and a $100,000 workout bonus on top of that. They're into Devontae Parker for this season for $8,744,118. Last year, Devontae Parker made, as a member of the Dolphins, $12,112,000. That is $12 million a game he makes.
Yeah, he's stealing money. He's stealing money.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what these guys do. That's what these guys do. They don't even play in the NFL. It's horrible.
But
Now we've got a comment in the Facebook comment saying Aaron Rodgers throws the best ball. You guys agree with that? Think
Nope.
Rodgers throws a good ball?
Nope.
Brian, what do you think?
I hate
talk
Aaron
about-
I know you love Rodgers.
I hate
talk
Aaron
about a deep
Rodgers.
ball, but
I like Rodgers.
but I don't think he throws the best deep ball. But as far as just regular just throwing darts or lasers, I think Aaron Rodgers might be the best in the business.
I think to me, Aaron
He
Rodgers.
throws lasers.
I think he's the most creative, and I think he makes things happen. I think he also throws that back shoulder better than anybody. But as far as zipping the ball down the field, I'll take Tua over him too.
Who do you guys think is the best leader as a quarterback out there?
It's Brady, hands down.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because he even Ben Roethlisberger at the end there got a little soft on his receivers, kind of coddled them when they were dropping balls. I mean, Eric Ebron deserved no coddling whatsoever. I mean, he was absolutely terrible. But, and some of the other guys, Roethlisberger gets that way. But Brady, I mean, he just yells at him. And so does, Peyton Manning did the same thing. It's like, it's like he'd go on his list, right? He's just not going to throw you the ball anymore. Some
no ball for you. Makes me think of a Seinfeld commercial.
It's going to be interesting to see what Patrick Mahomes is like without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
For Tua, we've seen Tua with receivers like this, like he has. When he was at Alabama, he had
college
runs wind sprints like this, and he was super effective with that type of receiver because he can throw the ball all the way down the field. And these guys just have to run underneath it and get it. And plus, they re-signed Gesicki too. So I think the Dolphins are pretty good.
Then they picked up Chase Edmonds from the Arizona Cardinals, I want to say. So look for them to maybe pick up another running back, just to actually get like
I think they did.
I think they got Chase. It was Chase Edmonds from Arizona, but
they got someone else too.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look. We'll take a look. We'll find out what it is. But they picked up somebody else also.
And then they got Christian Wilkes over there, on the line and stuff. So yeah, they've been making some moves. I think they made the wrong move though by firing the coach. No, that's another show.
It is another show. So they got Raheem Mostert.
Oh, from 49ers. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Surfer guy. But
what do you think you need in the draft, Mitch? For Miami?
Well, they don't have any picks. So
they don't. They
better not need much.
Yeah.
They don't have a hell of a lot of picks. They got Teron Armstead they picked up too, left tackle. So, but they don't have a lot. They picked up Teddy Bridgewater as the backup and Chris Streveler, a guy who favored on our show from the Canadian Football League, tough as nails. Take on the third string. Devonta Parker still listed as the starting wide receiver for them. It's like, no, you're not. It's like, who are you kidding? Cedric Wilson they picked up. I mean, the Dolphins they've stocked up. It's been a long time since they've been in a Super Bowl. It's been a very, very long time. And the Bengals have been there 3 times since the last time you've been there, and the Falcons have been there twice. It's been a long time. Well, anyone else have any other picks, parlays, anything else they want to give out for today? Prop. How'd the MMA go last night, Mills?
Man, MMA went well. 2-2. Hit 2 of my underdogs on there. Lost my other 2 premium picks on there. So we ended out just even on the board. But I'll tell you this, it was just a lackluster card. I'm talking about every fight pretty much went to decision. And it was just a lackluster card. It was first time having crowds in Columbus without being like a big pay-per-view event. And the crowd was just going crazy, man, because they just wanted more violence, more action, and it didn't live up to it. It didn't live up to last week's card at all.
All right. Well, I didn't see any of it. Just you gotta point us to that match. So what happened to like that Swedish guy that there was with the big beard? Is he still good? He was good during the COVID break.
Oh, yes. Kazmat Chimaev. Yes.
So what happened with him?
He's actually going to be fighting in about 2 weeks. That's going to be the first pay-per-view event coming back. He's fighting Gilbert Burns, the number 2 ranked welterweight in the MMA. So pretty much if Kazmat wins, he's going to be right there for a title fight. He's the guy that just goes around saying, I smashed everybody.
Yeah, he does.
Smash everybody.
When we saw him during the COVID break, that's exactly what he was doing. Burns, of course, is a guy that we, another guy during the COVID break who was fairly active. And we saw him. He's real good.
Yeah, Burns went on a 3-fight win streak or something, fighting every 3 months.
He has a brother or something too.
Yes,
right?
sir. He has a
Right?
brother that fights
See?
with him as well.
I know my stuff. You know? It's kind of like with the soccer. It's like, where did you come up with this stuff? You know, I did the soccer show there. It's like, I don't know. It's like,
And for the people out there that's been asking in the chat and everything, yes, we are going to be rolling out an MMA show. It's going to be me, myself, Joe, and Brad Francis. We're going to be doing some pre-recorded videos or even just a live stream. It's going to be coming out right the same week of that pay-per-view event. So stay tuned.
Some hell or high water. We are going to do it. It's just sometimes logistics get in the way of doing it. What do you guys have going on today? Jovan, what are you selling today at PickDawgz?
Yeah, I have 2 3-packs and the 5-packs is according to when these games jump off. But the 5-pack is 3 plays in the Elite 8, March Madness, and 2 NBA plays, $49.99, and then other standalone 3 plays for college basketball, Elite 8 action, and then I have 3 later plays, really not late afternoon. So 2 3-pack, a 3-pack and 1 5-pack. $49.99 for the 5-pack, $39.99 for the.
How about you, Mills? What do you got going on today?
Yes, sir. I got my March Madness call and cash it play. That's going to be going off on the board today. Besides that, got 3 plays in the NBA I absolutely love. I got my Sunday service play. That's going to be going off. Then I also got my NBA never broke again bet. And I also have my winners only bet. If you guys want to get a better price on it, highly suggest you go ahead and get the 3-day or 7-day pass. You do that, you're pretty much going to pay for all 3 of my picks all in one 3-day pass right there. If you want something even long-term, go ahead and get my 30-day marathon monthly pack as well. But I got 3 plays on there for the NBA, 1 for the college, and I'm trying to hit everything today. No bookie safe.
All right. How about you, Al?
Me, kind of like the NHL card best today. So I have a 3-pack there, and I have a 3-pack with my best bet in the NBA, NHL, and college basketball. If you're into just single sport, I have them sold separately as well. But again, as Mills just said, your best bet's always getting those long-term passes or going for the 2-for-1 capper specials.
Yeah, and Al's been absolutely killing it in the NHL, so definitely want to look at that.
Brian?
I got 3 plays today, but the one you really want to take is my college basketball no limit wager. Absolutely super confident about this play. $30 at PickDawgz.com premium picks. Or team me up with one of the great handicappers on the 2-for-1 capper deal, especially Jovan, who's number 1 overall on the site as far as earnings go for the year. He's been consistently winning, so team me up with him. We'll have a good day.
No limit.
No limit to this one. Easy one.
Yeah, there's no limit.
The only limit is your imagination and your bankroll, for sure.
10 dimes? Nope. No
My
limit.
imagination can go pretty far.
I have a limit myself, but there's no limit on this play.
There's no limit. Just like a little bit of maybe a cap.
What do you got for sale today, Mitch?
I got a 3-pack, two college hoops picks in each of the college hoops games and an NBA play, all packaged together. Of course, I'll be putting out my baseball season package tomorrow. It will be on sale through the first week of the season at a special discounted rate.
Nice.
Also, anyone that buys any of our season baseball passes, I'll throw in a free consensus report for the entire baseball season as well, which will take you outside of baseball and to the other sports going on into football season into October, college football, get the NBA playoffs, the NBA finals. Yeah. Throw it in for free with anybody's baseball season pass.
That's a sweet deal.
Now's the time to get in on the early bird prices because that's for me personally. I got mine $200 off the normal price, so now's the time to check it out.
You have yours up already?
$495 for the season, normally $695. So.
Yeah, because the thing about the baseball passes is that they are is that there are a few months out there, and even when football season starts, through September, where most of the days of the week, that's the only thing there is to bet on. So baseball is solid 7 months of picks.
Because normally it's about $350 for a 30-day plan, so you're getting an entire season for around 500 or so. So it's not bad.
Yeah, it's 7 months of picks. 7 months. I was thinking about the other day. All right.
Hey,
Make sure
Mitch, you
guys put
see?
that thumbs up out there.
Hey, Mitch, you see, you got a little donation out there from the chat today, man. You got JPZ saying, "Be on the lookout. Good luck to everybody out there donating to the channel. $10. Appreciate everybody out there."
Yeah, we haven't done that. We haven't. We used to kind of do like that for charity and give out shirts and stuff and do that. Maybe we'll have to start doing that again. We've got some new shirts coming out. Our shirt guy, the guy who does the shirts and the hoodies and everything like that, the guy who I got in the argument with on our live show that one time, and I showed his.
I got some ideas for
Facebook.
T-shirts.
Yeah,
got some
it's okay. Yeah, okay, Brian. That's why.
MVP T-shirt or something.
No, we've got some new PickDawgz shirts coming out, and then we have some of our sayings that we use from the show. That I win 100% of the picks after games are over. We have I'll try and act more professional tomorrow. We'll try and act more professional tomorrow, which was our catchphrase last year, but we'll still use it again. And then the other one is to our haters, take a number.
My favorite.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm gonna wear it everywhere.
Take a number, B, whatever, apostrophe, and sign H, which is my favorite. I'll be wearing that one in my every day.
Me too. Right.
Yeah, I think I wear it anyways. But I'm doing Dog of the Day on IG. I did not do the betting tool show yesterday. I'm going to try and get it in today. It's the college is early, so we'll be doing that with Joe half times, and tons going on. So thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you as always. Stay tuned for Mills's MMA show. I think that's going to be big. Yeah. A lot of people say like you guys don't cover MMA. It's the thing is that we do cover MMA. We cover it at Sports Chat. We just don't have it at PickDawgz. And then people say, "Oh, you should have it at PickDawgz." And yeah, we should have it at PickDawgz. But we have to kind of figure it out as we do these things. So we will. And all right. Anyone has any suggestions? Let us know. And the other thing is the betting tools. Like I said, we have big rollout this week. Like we have enhancements on betting tools that we currently have, mostly surrounding the player props and the players. And then we also have some brand new stuff that no one's ever done before. You guys are going to go nuts. Bananas.
Can't wait.
All right. Make it a winning day.
Bye, guys.